more and see. We'll start right now. So here's our third one. Okay.
All right.
So tell me a little bit more about your best basketball experience. You learn more.
So we beat the Montreal City champs.
Oh, really?
And,
as a missionary?
Yeah, the missionary team. We had a good team. I learned a lot from them. So I've been playing town ball and church ball ever since.
Okay.
Problem is now I can't find any old dogs that want to play ball.
I know it. I got to that point too, and then I quit
Trying
playing.
to get a group going, and we're too old to play ball. I said, we don't want to kill each other. I don't like to play with young guys anymore because they're too competitive. You know, I'm not that competitive. I just want to run up and down the gym.
Yes.
So,
yeah. And you
so
find
that was it.
It's more fun to run to be playing basketball to get your exercise than to just run for the exercise, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot more fun.
Yes.
But it is, I did learn an interesting thing. I hear people often say that they would skip their meetings to go watch their kid play ball because that's more important. But I think I learned a wise lesson from Dad. He came to a lot of meets, but if he had a blessing that night or if he had, you know, a church meeting, then I knew he would be at his church meeting.
Uh-huh.
To me, that's far more important than being to the kids' ball game. Mm-hmm. But, you know, that's just a sidelight that I learned along the way.
Yeah.
Because I've had friends say, oh, if you're not to every event they do, then they know you don't love them. I said, hogwash. They know by what you do what's most important.
Yes.
Sports the older I get, the more I think sports are not very important. Especially with today's emphasis.
Yes.
Dad loved sports. It was an important part, and he gave up a lot when he decided not to go to Utah State.
No, it was University of Utah.
No, it was Utah State.
It was University of Utah in Salt Lake City with a football scholarship.
Okay. He told me Utah State up in Logan. The Aggies.
He told you that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe you're right. If he told you.
And then when Grandma Saunders said to him, Harold, you going up there to play football? You're going to get an education. And he said, play football. And she said, don't go.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it was.
But it doesn't matter which place. It was still a scholarship.
Right.
And his life would have been different.
It would have.
Yeah.
Well, tell him about the regionals ball tournament, softball pit, where your dad was the pitcher at 80.
Oh, yeah. 80 years old, the regional tournament in the church tournament. Dad's 80 years old pitching on our team.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
And was it slow pitch?
Slow pitch.
Slow pitch. Okay.
Yeah, he got hits and get on base quite often.
Yeah. And he always believed it was better to get a hit than to try and stick it out there the farthest you could hit it, right?
Yeah. So that was fun playing with him.
Okay, so he was playing when he was 80, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, he was a great athlete, kind of a natural athlete. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was. Okay. Tell us a little bit from your perspective of Dell's encouragement when he would call you boss to get you to do the jobs that he wanted you to do.
Yeah, Dell was pretty good at that. And so just by that small detail of calling me boss, then I probably worked 4 times harder than I normally would have. He'd come home for a visit from school or something, and we'd get out and get on some jobs. And he was just a good motivator
He was.
to get the most out of all the team members.
Yeah.
That was like, it was a lot when we hauled hay. We were somewhat competitive, you know, who can throw them the highest
Right.
and all that, but you get a lot more done in that type of a team
Yes,
effort.
you
It was always more fun to work with the brothers than anybody else.
do. Was.
So it was fun when they came home and would help us. I see the same thing with my son-in-laws when I'm bucking my hay. So if I can get all the son-in-laws there, then I can just sit on the tractor and watch.
You surely can. You've got some wonderful sons.
Competing against each other, and I just watch the hay go into the barn.
Yeah.
We don't even need an elevator.
That is really true. Yeah.
But that's a lot of the lessons. I remember probably the biggest things from growing up were those working with brothers and we always worked with Dad.
Yes.
And, you know, we knew that we would have a few minutes to play softball or football out on the grass before we eat.
Yeah.
And so those things were important.
They were.
Made the work more fun rather than drudgery.
It did. And we all looked forward to those moments, didn't we?
Yeah.
They were very special. Well, I think that's kind of what I wanted to have you share with us. Is there a final message you want to share besides that one of unity?
I would think one of the big reasons I went back to the farm was I remembered growing up there and wanted that for my kids. And just like everything nowadays, it's become more of a rat race. Dad went to the farm to raise boys.
Yes, he did.
And the farm now has become a business. I mean, by necessity.
Yes.
And so the times, they're still there, the times that you get to work, but it's more of this job, go. But I think the devil's behind part of that, is to clutter our lives so that we're so cluttered, we don't have time to take time to do the important things.
Yeah.
And that's what the strongest lesson that I learned as growing up was that very lesson. Dad always took time. We knew with Dad, the Lord was first, his wife was second, and we were third.
Yeah.
And third's a good place to be in that situation.
Yeah. You're able to work with your dad, huh?
Yeah. So
yeah.
Very valuable experiences.
Yes.
Growing up there.
Thank you, Rex. I sure appreciate these interviews. It's been a blessing for me.
All right.
We'll stop it now.